YouTube, man, it's your boy Carter back with a new video, and I just, seen something, and I just want to talk about this topic. The harsh truth on why people stay stuck at their 9 to 5. I want to get straight into it. And I feel like the reasons why people stay stuck at their 9 to 5 because they've been partying. They've been wasting their teen years, and they've been wasting their 20s partying, thinking that they got all the time, thinking that, since I'm young, I'm gonna keep partying, I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do because that's my life. I'm supposed to be doing that. I'm supposed to be having fun at a young age. Like, that's my life. I think that's one of the main reasons why people stay stuck at their 9 to 5. They got caught up in the partying, the girls, the men, trying to be like everybody else, trying to just keep up with life, keep up with partying and partying and partying and partying. And, leads to partying, leads to depression, drinking, alcohol. I drink time to time, I smoke time to time, but I'm not, addicted to it or whatever like that now. But, people be staying stuck with partying. You feel me? They think they got to party. They think they got to do this. They think they got to be from this place. Some people think just because they working their 9 to 5 and working on the weekends, and they think just like, okay, since I work my 9 to 5, I deserve to party on the weekends. I'm deserve to just get messed up on the weekends. Like, it don't work that way. You're not supposed to be partying every single time. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. And I feel like a lot of people get stuck on that. They feel like they need a party. They feel like they missing out. Deep down inside, they not missing out. But they think they missing out because they seeing the people around them. They family partying, they friends partying, the people around them. They think they missing out because they ain't there alone there. And they have to party. They got to party. They feel like just because they at this 9 to 5 and stuck, this the only thing that's gonna fulfill my life is partying. Which is not true. You feel me? It's not true. If you gonna party, you better celebrate. You better be making 6 figures, or you better have something that you deeply been trying to do for the longest, and you finally start succeeding. You finally start getting a little bit of motion. Some type of celebration, something that it was your goal. Most people be celebrating for the wrong reason. It's okay to party if you're celebrating for something. Most of you not even celebrating for something. How are you trying to go to a party if you didn't celebrate for something? That's one of the main reasons why people stay stuck at their 9 to 5 for partying. And another reason why people stay stuck at their 9 to 5, I feel like it's because that they just settle. They just like, okay, this is my life. Like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this. This is my life. Like, I'm just accepting it. Like, they just accepting what life gives them, which you don't have to. You gotta fight back. You don't gotta accept what's going on in your life. You don't gotta accept living paycheck to paycheck. You don't gotta accept being tired and being burnt out, being stuck, responding to a boss. You on their schedule. You don't have to settle for that. You don't. And most people, when the pain come and when the pressure hit, they give up. That little small little pain and pressure hit, they give up. They don't push past their limits. They gave it up on life. They say, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna stay stuck at this. This is my life. They selling for this. They gave up. So you cannot give up. Do not give up. Most people give up too soon. They just kept having to push a little bit more. If they just try a little bit more, they could have got to their goals. So most people give up too soon. And another reason is people procrastinate. They say they're going to do this. They say they're going to start their YouTube. They say they're going to invest in their business. They say they're going to start. They say they're going to start posting content. They say they're going to pull out their phone. They say they're going to work on their career, that business. They say they're going to go to school. They don't. They procrastinate. You cannot procrastinate. You think time is waiting on you. Time is not waiting on you. I promise you that. Life is not waiting on you. I promise you that. Life can pass you right now. Life is always going to keep happening and going on. And you see the video has stopped, but there's never is going to be a perfect time. You just got to do it. You just got to start. Stop procrastinating. That's why most people stay stuck. They procrastinate. They say they was going to do this and do that and never start. They say they was going to lose weight but never start. They say they was going to work on their business but never start. They think they got all the time in the world, which you don't. You don't have all the time in the world. You don't. You don't have all the time in the world. You don't have all the time in the world. And another reason why people stay stuck in 9 to 5, because they think that just the goal, as in like they get so much of used to working at a 9 to 5 so much that they start doing things that they don't usually do at a 9 to 5 that they wouldn't even do with their own self. They start putting work before everything. That's what it is. You putting work before yourself. Now you're messed up. Now you messed up in the head. Now you physically and mentally messed up because you putting work first. You doing a lot of work. You doing a lot of extra work. And hey, don't get me wrong. I know y'all be seeing them old folks be at work just acting like a Karen. You be like, why are you acting like this? You black. Like, come on now. This is a black and white people like just acting like a Karen. Like, you know you don't supposed to be doing all this extra work. It's like you doing all this extra work. You snitching on your coworkers for what? For what? Why can't you just stay in your place and stay in your lane? And it be people at work talking about drama. You will never get nowhere. You will never get nowhere bringing up drama and everything like that. They putting work over themselves, you feel me? They gave up. Like I said, they giving up. They putting work for themselves. I see people, they'll clean up, they'll clean up so much at work. They can't clean up themselves. They can't even clean up their face. You doing all this for a workplace, they wouldn't do the same as you. They will fire you in a heartbeat. So why you being a yes man or a yes ma'am or whatever like that, they don't care about you. They will fire you real quick. And I see so much people that put all this energy and effort onto this boss, this manager, and this 9 to 5. They want to be a yes ma'am. And they don't put no work onto themselves. And I know y'all can relate. When you at 9 to 5, I know y'all be seeing them Karens or black people that just be like, you know, as in like, they'll snitch. They'll snitch. They'll work and snitch, you feel me? They be snitching. They be snitching. They be quick to try to get you fired. And they a whole regular co-worker. Or I know y'all be seeing them managers, they be, you know, bitching, you know? They be bitching. They just be getting on your nerves. You be like, bro, you barely get paid more than me. Sis, bro, you barely get paid more than me. You acting like this? Like, come on, why can't we just work out 9 to 5 and just keep it, you know, pushing? Why we gotta do all this extra stuff? You know how them jobs be. You know how it be. You know how it be. And another reason I want to talk about drama. Drama. Just because people's life ain't going right or it's just going wrong, they would try to spray lies on you. That's why another reason why some people stay stuck. If you one of the ones that talk about drama so much at work, you ain't gonna get nowhere in life. Cause that's all you want to do is talk about drama. Your life is so bad, you do not want to work in your life because of what's going on. But everybody's life is going bad. They don't want to go through the pain, so they'd rather start up some drama because they don't have nothing else to lose. When it is the Misery Love Company, that's how it is. And you know I'm not lying. It be people at work starting drama and shit. They be starting drama with you, and you might be a quiet person. You might be a chill person. You might not be that type of person. And they'll start drama with you because their life going bad. These managers, these bosses, these co-workers, just because their life is going bad, they will try to make your life as living as fuck. Like, they'll try to make your life bad too. They'll try to make your life like hell because their life ain't going good. But you just genuinely just trying to work, get by, day by day. But these co-workers, these managers, and these bosses, just because their life ain't going good, just because they don't want to work on their life, they're going to make your life a living hell. And it's just like, why can't you just work on your life and get it right so you won't have to be a co-worker or a manager or a boss? Like, why you got to mess with me? Why you got to make my day go by bad? And you know what I'm talking about. That's the harsh truth. But some people like that, they just want to stay in the drama and shit. That's forever going to be their life. They selling. That's what they want to do. Misery Love Company. They have nothing else to lose. They don't gave up. But just because somebody gave up on their life don't mean you got to give up on your life. Just because somebody having a bad day and try to make your life miserable, that don't mean you got to accept it. Just ignore it. Don't let them get a reaction out of you, because that's what they want. They want that. Like I said, Misery Love Company. They want that. But you can't let that slide, you feel me? You just got to ignore it and just get to the bag and chase the bag, you feel me? Ignore all the other stuff going on. Because you think about it, if you give them what they want, then you're going to be the same. You're going to get on their level, then you're going to get fired from your job. You're not going to have no money, nothing for yourself, all because you let them, you know, get them to the level. And you can't let that slide. You just got to ignore it and just keep going. But those are the main harsh truth of why people stay stuck at their 9 to 5. That's the main harsh truth. Drama. It just, they selling, they want to be stuck. They putting their job over them. They're not working on themselves. They're not focusing on themselves. That's a lot of reasons. And you know I'm not wrong. If you can relate, or if you got a story to tell, drop it down in the comments, man. I know I'm not the only person that feel this way. That's why most people stay stuck. They don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to go through the pain. They don't want to work on their problems. But the truth is, you're going to have to. Because nobody's going to come save you. You're going to have to. You got to put in the work every single time. Every single time. You can't be partying. You think you're missing out, but you're not missing out on nothing. Party's going to forever keep going. Forever, forever, forever. That's always going to be a party. Might be a party on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I promise you, you're not missing out. You're not missing out on nothing. You can always go to a party. You can always go to a party. You're not missing out on nothing. But that's how people is, though. They think they missing out so much, they want to go to a party. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's stupid. Because you're broke and you trying to go to a party. Like, what in the world? What is you celebrating? What is you celebrating? You trying to go to the strip club. What is you celebrating? I can see if you went to a party or a strip club, you celebrated, like, you know, you reached your goals. You got to your goals. But if you didn't do none of that, then why are you going? Why are you going to the party? Why are you going to the strip club? Why are you going to the bar? What have you did in your life to say, yep, I deserve this? I feel like I should, you know, celebrate my time. Which is nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking for the people that just, you're broke as fuck. What have you celebrated? What wins have you took to be able to do that? Now, if you taking wins or whatever, or you reaching to your goals, you know, you hitting them things, then okay, you know, you can celebrate. Go ahead, do what you got to do. Do what you want to, you know. Do what you want to. But if you ain't celebrating nothing, you ain't taking no W's or nothing like that, why are you doing it? Just like me. Couple months ago, well, no, not a couple months ago, last year, around October and December, I was outside too. I was going to the club and stuff. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Because I was sober when I was going to the club, because I was the one driving. It was either me or one of my homeboys driving. And I try to make sure I stay sober, you know, keep everybody safe. Like I said, I drink from time to time too. But I had to think, like, why am I going to the club? What have I celebrated? My mom's still working my 9 to 5. My whole family's still working at 9 to 5. I'm broke. I don't have it. What am I doing with my life? I'm seeing other people having fun and stuff. And I be like, I just shake my head like, bro, what am I doing? What am I doing? You feel me? So you just gotta lock in. You just gotta lock in, man. You just gotta lock in. That's the hard truth of why people is still forever gonna be stuck at a 9 to 5, or why they just still just keep, you know, you get what I'm trying to say. Just still forever there. They can find a way to get out, but they just don't want to. They scared of going through the pain. It's true is, you might be scared, but you're gonna have to do it. You're gonna have to, because nobody is coming to save you. You can party all you want. You can run away from your problems. The problems is always gonna be there. And it's gonna get worse and worse. At some point in life, you're gonna have to fight it. You're gonna have to fight it. You can fight with God while you're doing it too. You can fight with God and just keep going. If you fail and fail and fail and fail, get back up and try again. Get back up and try again. But most people don't want to do that. Most 9 to 5 workers don't want to do that. They accept what's going on in their life and they just settle for it. Oh, okay, I'm going to just do this for the rest of my life. You know, my life is shit, you know, and I hate it or whatever like that. But I'm going to just keep forever doing this. I'm going to keep forever working my 9 to 5. That's all you want to do is just settle for your 9 to 5. You'd rather do that than you don't want to see your family make it out. You know, you don't want to help your family. You don't want to create that generational wealth. You don't want better for yourself. You don't have respect for yourself. Like, come on now. We all going to pass away someday. We're going to have to do something, because if you don't, that's on you. That's all on you. But hey, if you made it to the end of the video, like, comment, subscribe. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.